Good evening everyone, welcome back to the Races Driving League Season 15, round number 10 of the Championship. It's the Austrian Grand Prix here at the Red Bull Ring. Should be a fantastic evening of racing lined up for you tonight. Austria, always chaotic in this league, so hopefully we should have a fun time in this Grand Prix. So looking forward to getting this one underway with qualifying here as the first few cars make their way out onto the racetrack. So, to kick things off, in terms of your Drivers' Championship from last time out in Canada, Snap Hunter now leads by 29 points over Mr. TJ in second place. Fantastic in third, 35 points back off the top. BJ now fourth, he's on 59, he's on 80 points, 59 off the top right now. And Curtis still there in fifth, holding off PJ Khaled and Websy in sixth and seventh. And here's the McLaren of Ethan Ebb making his way out for the first flying lap of the session. Following him is Daniel Aaron, who is replacing TJ tonight. TJ Reserve not being with us this evening, so it could be a bit of jeopardy from the championship. Both Alpines in the race, so the Constructors' Championship leaders looking to potentially get themselves even further out in front. And Landlord on the grid tonight too in the Aston Martin alongside a returning Paris T32. It's good to have him back, and we'll see what goes down in tonight's race, which should be dry all day long. Here comes Ethan then into the last corner to start his first final lap of the session. Right, here we go. Over the line then, down the main straight, and up the hill towards the first right-hander. Austria one of the shorter laps of the season. With the exit, keeping it within the white lines. Make his way down the hill towards turn 2 and now 3. Up into the right-hander, one of the heaviest braking points on the circuit. Keeping it off the curbs, only just. Good exit. So into the second sector now, pushing towards turn number 4, the right-hander. Again, another heavy braking zone, keeping it on the curb this time. Good exit, all the way to the left-hand side. There's 5 now. And the left-hander is 6 coming towards the second sector split. Bruno out of the race, qualifying, got qualifying man off the collision last time out in Canada. Ethan, final sector now, looking to complete this lap. It's been a solid start so far, we'll see if he can finish this one off nicely. Turn 9 and 10 is complex and difficult for drivers throughout the day here. Into front of corner, good exit and charging towards the line now to complete the first lap. It's on 4.828, so a good lap on the McLaren to kick things off for us here. Harris starting his first flying run behind the two Alfa Romeos on the racetrack. Dan going second, Curtis starting his first flying run. And PJ Keller goes fastest by just under 2 tenths. 1 minute 4.648, now the time to beat. And Shane goes even faster. 1 minute 4.646, only 2,000 per second between them here, so very close start to qualifying, everyone very tight knit, close together. As JB goes fastest there, because JB picked up a podium in this race last season. Looking to do more of the same this time around, looking to go back to back after the podium at the end, a few races to go. Yellow flag takes 2, and that is a stopped AlphaTauri there on your right, and that will be the AlphaTauri of Lycon, who's got this going here. AlphaTauri 8th place in the constructors right now. 18 cars in the race as it stands. Not sure if we're getting anyone joining later on. Paris Dev P5, sorry P6 on the line with 5.037. There's your championship leader, Snap Hunter, lead by 25 points, and that could improve. Sorry, 29 points, and that could be even further tonight with a win. He'll be hard pressed to get it today. Of course, only took his second RDL win last time out. As Fan goes fast on the mediums, and that is a very threatening sign for everyone else in the order. We've seen Fan before, love to set the banker lap on mediums before going over to the softs for the rest of the run. So fantastic lap to start things off. I'm sure we'll see some improvements for other drivers later on, especially from Landlord there in the Aston Martin. Going into the second sector split now. Behind 44.5, his second sector. He's got about 20 seconds left right now. Aston Martin slowed there on the right as Landlord on his out lap. That's part of the line. We'll see it comes over the line now. And Snap's invalidated the last corner there, and that would have been pole by about 7 tenths or so had he not thrown it away at the final corner. So disappointing, but he's got a good chance to go again. There's still plenty of time, 2.5 minutes to go. His Cheese and the Red Bull goes fastest. 1 minute 4.365. Fantastic time from the Red Bull there to put on top. We're seeing Red Bull versus Mercedes here. And the Ferrari behind the back of the boat. Curtis into the first sector now. He's 600 per second up on his previous effort. 12 Joes having set time so far. Lycon over the line is 4th. Very good lap. 4.557. So Sniper Hunter and Landlord both start on the racetrack. Landlord into the final corner now. The last corner, and now the last corner. This effort. That's enough for P5 in the order. We're still very close to the top right now. So look at the gaps here. Top 12 all covered by less than a second here. Less than 3/4 of a second just. Down there 0.72 behind the pole time. Fergie time the one anomaly. I mean, so we are waiting for BJ in the other Mercedes to join the session. So only missing one more driver. I'm unsure it's her B right now. I believe that means it's the other Haas. Bangladesh Westman. Yeah, see it around. Hopefully we'll see an appearance from both those two. We'll get a full grip for tonight's race, which is always exciting. 10 minutes to go then. Cheese on top right now. Into the top 6. Cheese, Fan, JB, Lycon, Landlord and Curtis all separated by just about a quarter of a second. Very tense. Of course, 4 drivers at set time. Both Williams cars on the wedges. Sniper Hunter invalid that first round on Badman, who I believe may have been out, but he did quite nice to go through. So if he did, apologies for that. His teammate though, top of the order still, and improving by a quarter of a second so far. Off the last corner towards like 1.3, he's nailed it. Oh, and the last sector's gone wrong for him, so he can't improve. Thousandth of a second off as Shane goes second fastest here. Look how close that is. Just 200 of a second separating the two cars in the front row and pushing Fan into third now, but we'll wait and see what happens when he gets onto the soft tyre. Because Fan with 2 wins already this season, one in the opener in Bahrain, and then one as well in Miami. There's Dan P10 right now. Fergie time improving the effort there. Now 1.6 off the pace. Through there, I believe that is Lucky Lambert, who's P9 at the moment. Still qualifying for Ferrari so far, both their cars inside the top 10 as JB lets his teammate go. Good team play from those two. Yellow flag, and that is Cheese slowly here. Badman's still in the pit lane here. Websy and Sniper Hunter both on the racetrack, both of them race winners this season. Off the final corner and towards the line to start Websy's next time run. Up the hill towards turn 1 he goes, looking for a good entry here. Keep it within the track limits, making sure not to go over that sausage curve on the exit. Very crucial he avoids that. And Lucky Lambert going fastest here. 1 minute 4.037. That's 3/10 faster than Cheese's best effort. And we'll see now what Fan can do on the soft tyres. He's making his way out for his outlap now. He'll be evaluated of his last time. Reaching the second stage now of qualifying laps. See where he comes out in the first sector. 15.994, which is about half a tenth of his previous effort. Yellow flag, that's one of the Ferrari spun, and that is Lucky Lambert, the current pole sitter, or provisional pole sitter, off in the gravel right now. covers it, no issue for him, but I think he'll want to try and avoid doing that as the race goes on. Seven and a half minutes still to go. Fans and validators like very early on here, so let's wait to go again on the softs. Had to find some bit of clean room on the racetrack to go again. So you've got Webbsy there just in front of him. Webbsy in P10 right now. His first effort, 6/10 off pole. And PJ's there in second now, so good lap from the McLaren. And there goes your championship leader. The first 1 minute 3 of the night at Snipe Hunter, 1 minute 3.729. Fantastic lap there. And the first car to break into the low minute threes. Sorry, just into the high minute threes. Lucky Lambert is time now 3/10 off pole. Let's see what Fan can do here. Off the last corner, now on the softs. Here we go. Keep an eye on this lap. Could be seeing a very solid time that could try and challenge for pole in the last third or so of qualifying. Fan improving just under a tenth on his last effort. Got some work to do still. Bad man out on the racetrack now in the Red Bull on his next flying lap. Through turn 4 for Fan, good exit, looking towards turn 5 and 6. Winning the qualifying for the racetrack on the exit. He's improving by a quarter of a second here, but he still needs a bit more. Still needs about another 4/10 or so. So we'll see what he gets this time for this last corner. If he can. Here he comes towards the line. It's going to be very close for him. Gets in the 1-3, but misses out on pole position. Still 2/10 off. Exactly a 10th clear of Lucky Lambert. Shane there through the first sector. Five minutes still to go. It's the 1:30 at set time. Being Connie Milburn, who was ready to set up anyway at this point. We're watching him just invalidate his effort. As Badman has himself 6th place now, and he's a 10th and a half up in this first sector, so could improve even further here. We'll keep an eye on him as the session goes on, or as this lap goes on at least. Still look how close this qualifying is right now. Top 13 cars covered by about a second or so, more or less. It's very close. Yellow flag for Badman there, not much work getting pulling power. See, he out of fuel for this run. He's done those tyres for 2 laps now. He may just run out. And BJ now joining the session later on with 4 minutes to go. He's got time to go out there, have a lap or two. Which means we're one shy of a full boat tonight. Badman now back into the pits. Down to P8, he'll have another chance. As Cheese goes into 2nd place. Very close to Sniper, who's still on provisional pole. Again, 1 minute 3.729 the time to beat. Cheese just getting the ERS back up before we can go again. To allow Landlord to. He's also out. Cheese following him through, so Cheese is done as well. Lucky Lambert, Lycon and Fergie time. Only 3 cars out on the racetrack, so Ferrari and both down carries right now. And the yellow flaggers. Lucky slows up. So 3 minutes to spare. Still go to anyone. We're waiting for the pit lane to get very busy. Here comes JB out of the session, and BJ firing from the set. Oh, he's disconnected. of running in qualifying. I dare say he may not have enough time left to go out for a lap. He has to rejoin very quickly. Like I said, his next step has got to improve by 3/10 to put it on pole position, and we'll see who can get where in the last runs of the session as we start to see cars making their way out in about over the next minute or so. I'd say these smarts be out about a minute 15 to spare, or at least by that, so you'll be out there the next minute. Chances are already done. Won't get around in time to set another lap, and that'll be qualifying over. As BJ rejoins. I'm not sure if he has a qualifying, but I'll have to check that as we wait for cars to come around to start their final efforts, and we'll see if there's any change in the race for pole position. No penalty for BJ. He managed to retire at the end. A minute and a half to go. We're seeing a lot of drivers out now. Just 2 cars left in the pits. Curtis is out. Here comes Websey, so I think everyone will be going out for laps. Not even Courtney Collins giving it a go. So 17 cars on the track to finish things off. We're going to the final minute of qualifying with enough space for everyone. That man's got Aston Martin and Ferrari behind him as he across the line. He's validated already. So he's got enough time to come back around again for one more effort. More or less everyone on fresh softs except for Lycon has done 2 laps on his already. I'll assume by qualifying standard those looking a bit worse for wear. And everyone's going to want to try and get round last here, so they have enough time to go through the lap and then make sure their position can't be impacted at the end by trying to improve as best they can in the dying moments. Yellow flag here for looks like a stop down from Aero, and now Lycon slowing as well. That's Curtis stopping to allow other drivers through, but if he doesn't get round in time, he may run out of chance to sit his own lap. But it hits. Has he got damage there? He does. Oh, end plate damage. Now he's Curtis qualifying over. With 2 cars down the pits. Fergie comes back to pit lane. A few more seconds till the checkered flag falls. Ethan being first around. Here we go. To complete qualifying. So Ethan is there in P10. Here comes Shane. Lone Haas in the field tonight. A bit of a skid off the last one. He validated his lap. 1 minute 4.2. Would have seen him improve a decent amount. Here comes PJ for 8th place. Fan stays in 3rd. She stays 2nd. Looks like Sniper has pole right now. Courtney Govan with the last corner now towards the line. P14. Man up into 3rd now, surpassing Fan's effort. Sniper towards the line. He does improve. And the Championship leader goes a 10th quicker to more or less seal pole position. Down for P10. Websey takes P7 in the end. Davey putting pit lane and Valid to his final effort. We'll start P13 here. Batman, oh! That's a nasty looking shot for the Ripple and landed it in the middle of the track. Harris across the line for P16. But Sniper, the championship leader, again on pole position. Let's see how the differing fates of the Alpine will go in the race. One of them starts on pole, and one of them starts through the lap. Let's see if the reigning champion can pull his way through the order. Got 87-point deficit to make over the rest of the season. So here's your top 10 then. Sniper on pole, he'll lead Cheese, and then Landlord to turn 1, that's your top 3. Fan in 4th, Lucky 5th, Lycon 6th, Websey in 7th, Shane 8th, PJ Keller 9th, and Batman in 10th. So that's your top 10. Back in a few minutes time for the start of the race. We're again then waiting for the start of round number 10 of the season 15 in the Races Driving League, the Austrian Grand Prix here from the Red Bull Ring. Often Austria, one of the more cursed tracks in the schedule for the season. We've had quite a few incidents here in the past, so looking to try and potentially avoid that, though I wouldn't say no to a more Celtic race, but just for the sake of our drivers out there, hopefully all goes well for them. 19 cars on the grid, missing just a Haas of Angry Scotsman in the race, and we're missing Mr. TJ as well. He's been replaced by Dan for tonight's race, and for those of you who have been missing, my co-commentator Pope would be hopefully be the last race without him. We're hoping he'll be back for Silverstone, so looking forward to having him back. We never know. Again, hopefully that will be the case. But just waiting now for the formation lap to get underway. It is 7:27. Drivers starting to ready up for what should be a very exciting 36 laps of action. Hopefully we can keep it intact until the checkered flag, but it is Austria, so anything could happen. It usually does. Snap-on sitting there in pole position. He's going to lead Cheese and Landlord down up to the first corner. We have a returning tonight in Paris T32. So we'll see how he does on his return, and of course the big story being Grumio at the back of the pack after his qualifying ban from the incident with Dan last week in Canada. So we'll see if the 6-time record champion of the league can work through the field, try and get some good points. 87 points off the championship lead right now. The green flag flies for the formation lap. Is your starting tyres? Just the one driver on the softs, that'll be Curtis back in P14. Hards, the tyre choice for the top 3. Fan, Lucky and Lycon all on mediums behind. Websy, PJ, Dan, Ethan, Connie Paris and BJ on hards, and the rest are on mediums. So hards, the tyre choice, looking for a longer first stint today, and Mary's your championship leader. Third Hunter is a fantastic breakout season 15 so far. Looking to extend that with perhaps a third RDL victory. Third in a row. Could anyone stop him today? Takes his place in pole position. Cheese lining up alongside him. Let's get some more points for Red Bull now, who sit fourth in the constructors as the last 2 cars take their place on the grid. The reigning champion Grumio and BJ, who didn't get a lap in after joining us late. Here we go then, here are the lights. The Austrian Grand Prix, round number 10 of the championship in season 15. And it's lights out, foot to the floor. Go, go, go. Great start from Cheese there. On your right hand side, he'll take the lead for you and reach the first corner. Can Sniper outbreak him into turn 1, 3 wide for 4th place behind them. That's Lycon, Lucky and Fan there. Looks like Lucky for the edge on this occasion, but Lycon drawing alongside, and they go side by side up the hill. Here comes Sniper looking for the lead off of Cheese once again. They're going to go toe to toe into turn number 3. The right hander, Sniper on the outside, Cheese underneath. Sniper looks like he's got over the lead here, and Cheese had to fall back into line there, but he's still alongside him there, and keeping an eye on the right time to sneak back through. Cheese using overtake on the exit of the corners, trying to get himself back alongside. He will get alongside. He's got the inside for turn 4, and in they come. Sniper on the outside, they get to brilliant traction, gets a great drive off, and looking for it, but they're still side by side here. Badman with a 3-second penalty for corner cutting here. There's Cheese around the outside of Sniper, but Sniper on the inside now, and Badman's out of the session. Yellow flag for the back, and that is several cars around. Badman is out. Shane is recovering it, but Curtis has spun out. He's got no front wing on the car. Oh, sorry, no, he's got lost off the end plate. So yellow flag here. Sniper and Cheese still going to getting very, very antsy indeed. Lycon's getting involved now in P4, and Lucky Lambert not far behind him. Top 5 breakaway as he complete the first lap. Lap 1 to go by the next 35, so even more chaotic. See a car in the pit lane there. That is Ethan. Looks like he's got damage here potentially. And we should see Curtis as well. Yellow flag, and that is as BJ's gone around. So not a good start at all for the Mercedes. Found down 6th place. Got work to do here. There goes Cheese. Looking for the inside, take the lead back off Sniper, doesn't get enough for a run inside. Landlord and Lycon side by side through turn number 3. Down towards 4, Cheese with a good run on the Alpine. He's not using the overtake, he's trying to get away. Well, Cheese down to the inside, he might go for it here. Looking deep on the run, into the corner. Doesn't get good enough exit. Landlord in 3rd place now over Lycon, who's gained 2 spots on the first lap and a half. So Badman disqualified this early on in the race. Unfortunate for him there. Hopefully he'll bounce back to Silverstone next week for the British Grand Prix. Meanwhile, Sniper leads them by from Cheese, then Landlord, Lycon, Lucky Lambert Fan, then Websy, PJ, JB, and Coggy Goblin round the top 10. So good stuff from the Williams car so far. And Grimio all up to P11, avoiding all the chaos here. He's getting the most places of anyone. He's getting 7, just by avoiding everything on the start. And DRS is now deployed. This will make things look a bit more interesting. Cheese will use that disadvantage, as will Landlord try to take the lead off of Sniper. Lucky Lambert and Fan side by side, both of them get DRS on the exit. Fan jumps ahead using his overtake button. Cheese is on the inside of Sniper. They fall side by side for the race lead once again, and Sniper emerges in front. Lycon right there behind Landlord for a moment. Pretty going for pushing. It's not that Sniper front. The crucial thing for the leader is that it was almost a nightmare scenario, especially if you had no battery. There are 3 DRS zones that kite you very quickly here. Off the last corner and towards turn 1, out of turn 2 and up the hill towards 3, and then from the exit of 3 into turn 4 to start like number 4. And Cheese can bide his time here. He's got plenty of opportunities to go for it. Round ball in the mouth. Right hand side going into the corner. Cheese now into the lead, but Sniper back out on the outside, very tight between them. The Alpine gets the better drive off. The championship leader jumps back in front, but Cheese looks to close back in. He's getting a great run with the DRS, might go to the inside this time. There he goes, looking underneath. But again, can't quite outbrake the 2-time winner this season. And does fall back off the line. Look at that, Cheese Red Bull. He's still being pushed to tail by Landlord and Lycon Fan. That top 6 is very strong so far. Keep an eye on Websy further back as well. Could try and see him get involved. Of course, a race winner already this season. 6th place right now in Constructors for Williams. It's been a solid season so far. A vast improvement on their struggles. So almost goes bottom of the Constructors last season. Grimmy now sets the fastest lap in the race, going to P10 at the moment. Got around Copy Goblin, mate. Light work of him. He's almost 2 seconds back. And closing on the top 10. We're all there in one big long train for him to try and snake through. Keep an eye on his progress and see whereabouts he ends up. It's agony for the Alfa Romeo team right now. Curtis, of course, has had a slight dip in form compared to TJ. Okay, of course, he's still a bit lost, still scoring solid points. He was up there early in the season. He's got 4 away by now, but Sniper winning races certainly hasn't helped that team at all. And the return of Grimio only adding to their troubles. Sniper, as we near the halfway stage of the season, no doubt looking like the favourite for the Drivers' Championship after the fantastic start he's had. To add to that, of course, won in Spain, won last week in Canada, and now looking to win again here in Austria. But he's got to get back around Cheese first. We start at number 6. Landlord's there in 3rd place. He's looking for any form of scrap that he can try and pick up on. Sniper with a good run to go up the hill towards turn 3 once again. Does he go for it? Cheese defends the inside ever so slightly. And the Alpine won't get a good enough drive off. He's under pressure from Landlord now to go towards turn 4. Cheese defends the inside once again. Landlord, the former champion, not going for it here. He's in line for him at top, now it's the top 5 or sort of trying to pull away. Lucky, perhaps dropping back a little bit, still with that same train. It's Grimio into P9 now. Just get to work on PJK with 8. Close gets back up the plan. We see him trying to go for it on the exit here. Battery deployed, DRS deployed too. He's looking to the inside now, over to the right hand side of the racetrack, looking for P8, and he'll take P8 too. That's 10 places gained in the first 6 or 7 laps of this Grand Prix. So a fantastic start for him. As Sniper retakes the lead from Cheese. Next target for the Alpine is Websy in the Williams. They're going very tense zones. Course 3 abreast, and there goes Landlord around. A huge pile-up here involving several cars. Landlord, Fan, and then Lycon, who gets a 5-second penalty for a severe collision with Landlord. He's ended up with the worst of it too. He's down to P10 now. Unsure if there's any damage on that AlphaTauri. I think he's got both of them placed on intact. PJ Callum and Lucky Lambert have taken a huge advantage there. They're now in P3 and P4. Lucky is 2 seconds off the lead, but that's given Sniper and Cheese a bit more breathing room as they duke it out for the lead up front. Cheese over on the left hand, break the curve again. Sniper getting a very good run. I have to break it earlier to allow for Cheese to make sure that he doesn't smash into the front of him. The back of him, rather, sorry. Down the main straight. Run trying to get. It won't go for just yet. Very similar to what Cheese was doing a couple of laps ago. 3 cars in the pit lane here. Websy, Grumio and Lycon all in. So some more damage from that. Brilliant for him so far. Collision last lap down in Canada. And this time it's being caught up in a collision that wasn't really anything at all. Lycon making the front wing change. Websy can change the tyres. There we are, tyres. Websy on the fresh medium now, Grumio on the soft, and Lycon on the hard. So 3 different tyre choices from 3 different cars. Lucky closing the gap now to the top 2. And PJ now 2.5 seconds back from the podium. And Fan and JB now looking to close. Quarter of the way into this Grand Prix now. Top 3, a huge breakaway here thanks to that collision. Sniper want to try and get back at Cheese here. Courtney Government with a 3-second penalty. Multiple warnings. Lycon having served also served his 5-second penalty for the collision as well. Cheese will sort it there. Good run from Sniper. He looks to the left hand side, so Cheese plays the inside. On the run into the corner. Who gets the drive on the outside? We'll have to wait and see. Looks like Cheese is behind. Neither one of them behind, so no DRS for either one of them here. Lucky gets it. Cheese stays in the lead right now. Sniper needs here. Good run, but getting closer to Black and Cheese. And Lucky Lambert, we're looking at any sort of incident we could take advantage of here between these two. That's making the pass on now for P13. No point off for them now. Those two going at it. 4 positions as they run towards turn 4. They've got Ethan behind them. Lucky in the Ferrari looking for any opportunity he can try and maximise on. JB with the penalty now. Just received that the last corner. So start lap 10. Quarter of the way through the Grand Prix now. Got a race still to come. Sniper to the left, looking for the lead once again, and he'll reclaim it too. On the outside, Cheese was back into line, but has DRS this time. Good exit, they got a bit loose on the run off. And PJ side by side, looks like PJ gets the better drive. Grumio with the fastest lap here. He's got himself in front of Websy now. He still holds the lead. Sniper not giving him an inch right there behind him. And I dare say, strategy for these two will be very, very crucial as to who comes out and as to who can emerge for the race win today. And not just about tyres, but I think that ERS management too, and where to make those moves. And speaking of ERS management, Sniper still has a full battery. He's done a fantastic job so far in terms of managing that. Goes to the outside of Cheese. So these two have still got a while here for it. But Lucky, that's not the same case. Harris the penalty here. It was his first race back. He's running in P8 right now. So he's defending all the way over on the left hand side of the track. Break the total Sniper. Might go for it. Gets close enough. Cheese looks to have braked slightly early there on his entry. JB passing PJ. Landlord closing on Fan as well. I'm seeing BJ back in position number 13 now. Sniper back in front of Cheese. We're looking to get back that top spot once again. These two fight each other, but they're going to want to manage their tyres as well to make sure they can actually make it to that. Well, it's going to be only their first main stop of the race, probably to go on to the set of mediums to finish the job. Of course, tyres should go for a bit longer, given this a much shorter lap than we're used to by a good 30 seconds or so. Good ground for Cheese once again, looking with the DRS to make a move if he can. He goes to the inside and pull in, but keeps it in line, goes a bit wide on his entry. Lucky doesn't take advantage, so Cheese holds on to P2 but slips away a bit in chasing Sniper for P1. Fergie Tongue gets penalty there, he's running P12 right now. It's 5 cars now, check for time penalties. Romeo almost a place away from being back in the points. Websy and Fergie Tongue go at it. P12 now. Sniper pulling away here. Choosing to pit lane very early on. Perhaps done some different strategy today. Hit under the pit limit, which shows positive. In comes the Red Bull driver for his first stop of the race onto a set of medium tyres, so he's going very early there. Yellow flag, sector 1. Who is that? It looks like Lucky Lambert. He's got a problem with some kind. He's falling back. He's lost a lot of spots here, down to P6 now. So chances are he definitely won't emerge in front of Cheese. And Fergie Tongue gets a penalty now for speeding in the pit lane. That's 5 seconds to his name. We'll be able to see that next time around. Comes to the pit lane. Front wing change for the Alcantara as well. He had damage that last time around. On set hard tyres as well. He's away. Sniper with Cheese pitching now 3.1 seconds clear of the Fan in second place. Landlord just half a second off him. So Landlord looking to fight back off that earlier on. As is Fan. Confused though as to the thinking behind Cheese pitching as early as he has. Perhaps banking on something going on mid-race that requires safety car perhaps. There's Shane, who was very impressive in qualifying. He's off into the pit lane now. See how he stops it and changes onto here. 1 car on soft tyres right now, that go being Grimio. Good chance I'll be looking to pit when everyone else does to go on to the alternate set of tyres. He can go on the whatever tyres he wants to now. Front wing change for Shane as well as a change to hard tyres. Which could get into the end if he plays it smart. Let's wait and see. There's Curtis coming down the main straight as well, really closing that gap. Fergie time there in P18, last of the running cars, of course Badman out of the race, disqualified in the first lap. Landlord, then Fan, JB, PJ and Lucky, your top 6. It's Paris, Rodney Goblin, Cheese and Grimio for the points paying for this rider. Yellow flag, oh and that's Lucky Lambert around. Recover the car, against turned around. Is he going for the pits or is he going for the back on the racetrack? He's reset his track there just to go back in the pit lane. Final penalty here. 3 seconds for multiple warnings. See what Lucky came from to. No spin though, so unfortunate for him. He's got work to do. Hard tyres going on. So he could get into the end again. The same as Shane if he plays it smart. Oh, Fergie's off on the gravel there. Comes with that issue. Sniper, we're not getting anything right now. He's 3.4 seconds in front of Landlord, but it's been about that same gap the last few laps since Cheese came into the pit lane. Looks like Cheese is pretty closing in some way. So could we see him emerge in front? We'll have to wait and see what the gap looks like. 14.1 seconds between Sniper and Cheese. I dare say the Red Bull will emerge in the lead. But Sniper will have stronger mediums. Think back to Spain a couple of weeks ago. Made the late stop for tyres and it paid off for him. He worked his way through the back of the pack and took over the win after a fantastic battle on the last lap. Fan in the pit lane now. to keep it to the limit. Got any goblin with a 3-second penalty, and he may have got that to the last corner. Hard tyres now for Van, he's away again. BJ pit on the first lap. Sorry, he kept on the same tyres the whole time, sorry. Fan emerging in P10. Behind Websy and Grimmer here. Might be able to get a bit better action here if he wants to. Sniper brings it up to 4 seconds. He must have heard me about a lap ago saying he hasn't gained much. Now he's right back in the action once again. As I said earlier, 29 points clear in the standings. From this first half of the season, looking at the odds-on favourite for the championship, of course, in the team of pairing called in to replace Landlord, who announced in the last season that he was retiring from full-time RDL competition. He's come back on part-time occasions every so often this season. He's done a good job too. Of course, still mid-pit stops running second as Daly completes the cycle for Ferrari. Nearing the halfway point now. Set of hard tyres, which should take him to finish. Harris and Connie Golden both going ahead. And we should be seeing Grimio in shortly. You never know how long he'll go out on those same tyres. JD will emerge in 9, just in front of Fan there. JB thrusted right into the action as Fan looks to the left hand side. We'll see if who can outbrake who on the run towards turn 3. Fan on the outside. If they do the DRS. Good exit. Didn't quite get one compared to Fan, so stays in P10, but still in the points. Waiting on 6 more cars to make their first stops of the race. All of them going longer. All of them on hard tyres. So Cheese, the odd man out there, was pitted about 5 or 6 laps ago. So that gamble that has any good effects, because he is closing on Sniper when he comes back out the pits. He'll have fresh meetings by at least about 6 or 7 laps. One and a half seconds now the gap between the 2 leaders. Landlord still holding off PJ. She's now 9.7 back from the lead. Waiting for Sniper to go into the pit lane here. This time, just stay out once again. So probably will push these hards as long as he can before going into the mediums. Yellow flag. That Sniper is out! And he's and the Championship leader has crashed it at the last corner, and we've skipped away the worst possible time there. The Championship leader denied going 3 wins in a row, and the safety car is deployed. Well, and Landlord and PJ have just missed the pit lane there. Paris is in, Cotley Goblin's in. We'll probably see BJ in as well. Grimio is coming through as well. All of a sudden the race turned on its head just like that, as it can do so easily in league racing. And Sniper Hunter eliminated from contention to win this race. May have just misjudged the throttle of the last corner. Got around that, but he didn't for it. BJ with a penalty for speeding in the pit lane, that was helping him at all. So we should see Landlord and PJ come round, and Cheese will re-inherit the lead. Both of them making over to the right side of the racetrack there, looking for the there it is. So both cars coming in. Now they might not lose too much in terms of track position because everyone else is slowed under the safety car. Mediums for both cars. Landlord looking to re-emerge with the lead here, so things have gone perfectly for him. And PJ emerged in second place. She's there in third. Looks like mediums. The tire push from Georgia drivers. In comes Premier once again. Front wing change. There may have been a problem on the last lap. He came back out. So he may fall out the points here. Also, the point in of Lycon to claim P10. Websy goes through to claim it himself. There's the Alpine doing the exit. Hang on, behind Dan. Alfa Romeo's now back in with a chance this race. So Landlord now leads. Aston Martin in a very good position right now. Landlord, PJ, Cheese, Harris, JV on top 5. That's Fan, Nucky, Cottony, Shane and Websy. Those are your point scorers to stands. Lycon, Curtis, Dan, Grimio, Flurry Time, Ethan and BJ. That's the rest of your order. Snipe Hunter is now out. He crashed. And Badman has been disqualified. He was disqualified already. So then we'll wait for everyone else to come back around and we should have a restart for you shortly. It's normally around this sort of time. All hell breaks loose in these races to Austria. We only hope everyone keeps it clean this time. So lap 21 here. More cars in the pit lane. See Curtis and Grimio is in once again. Back onto the new tyre. It may have been the last time just for the wing change. Which means he now sits back in P17, a place up where he started. And there's a lot of work to do. If he can win the race in there, it'll be quite an achievement. So let's see what he can do. All of a sudden, Alpine's chances nullified. Who needs a good result. I'd be fans. 35 points back in the championship. If he scores more than 6 points, finishes in 7th place or higher, then he should jump TJ in the standings, going to 2nd place. And Snapper now not scoring at all. He could gain an awful lot. Let's see if he can hold things together in the second half of the race. Get a restart on lap number 23. That was Grimio disconnecting. Rejoining very quickly, so no issues there. Yeah, back in the pack here, so now isn't the worst time to be disconnecting and going back in. As long as it's under safety car and not holding anything else up. So everyone more or less on fresh tyres, save for the 3 hard timers. Fergie, Shane and Lucky Lambert. All of whom will be saving their tyres, no doubt, under this safety car. And all of them should get to the end. Very close. They may take another safety car, perhaps try and bolt into mediums or some soft in the late stages, and really go for it for some points. Once it gets to the safety car, second tactic split, there we go. Came a bit earlier than that. So then Landlord will lead us away for the restart. We've seen how good he's been on restarts in the past. In the glory days of F1 2021. Last week he played the championship. It would have been just over a year ago. At the end of the 2022 cycle. So we'll see what he can do now. He's been solid this season too, so the performance won't be forgotten. We'll see when he goes for it. He may try and gun it towards turn 10, the final corner of the circuit. It's waiting all the way. And not going for it just yet. Well, that's the line, and he was really quickly getting up in there, but he's kept with him. Green flag back out. Car in the pits, that's BJ. The defending winner into the pits. He's got damage. Change onto a set of mediums. Bruno passing Ethan already. Lionel leads away. PJ and Cheese side by side in the run towards turn 3. Conley Goblin passing Lucky Lambert. She's on the inside. And Shane and Lucky going side by side too for now for the X spot. And Fan the penalty now. He's down in P7, not help his case at all. He's got 6 seconds worth now. And when the pack's all bunched up like this, he could be in trouble. Lucky in front of Shane for P8. Have much to try and pull back alongside, won't do that. Or Dan try and get involved, he's already in the points. Lycon squeezing on the inside through turn number 6. Oh, there goes plenty of time, almost lost the car but saved it. And almost took Curtis out. Gonna go to the outside of Websy. Looking for P12, a fantastic restart for the reigning champion. Websy's slowing up here, might be pits for him. Yep, here he comes. Coming back down. Landlord leads there, lap 24, 13 laps to go. She's on the attack now, looking on the offensive as he runs towards turn 3 once again. Where'd he go? He's going to try the left-hand side this time. Into the braking zone. Landlord stays in front, but Cheese might try and switch back on the inside. He will. Get a good enough exit. Fan back in front of Courtney Goblin, back into P6. Passing further to P14. Lucky goes wide, that allows Lyke on the inside to come through. So Lucky down to P10 now. Yellow flag, and that's down and around, and almost in the gravel too. Recovers it, down P15 right now. Lycon passing Shane, just very tense between those two there. Very close pack moment. As DRS gets redeployed once again. And that'll be what Cheese is waiting for. Get himself in range to Arnold, it's just chance to get back. Thanks to the safety car timing. Couldn't replay the lead on the pit stop. Might replay it now, he's going to pull to the right hand side, but again, brakes early, keeps himself in line, waiting for it, and PJ was going to the back of him. Yeah, but Aston Martin's doing very well right now, P1 and P4. Only one of them being a full-time driver up in Paris. And there he goes to the inside of the McLaren, and race control. 5-second penalty for Curtis for colliding with Bruno and gaining a place from it. Grumio is there about a second or so off of Curtis. In the same way, Cheese is running behind Landor. Another penalty for Grumio, and he's not helping himself right now. 8 seconds on his clock. It's tied with Fergie for the most. He's not got a good return for him. Cheese not the best vectors that time round. Right now, Shane with a penalty for himself. There goes Cheese to the inside. Again, cannot outbrake anyone he's fought today. Didn't get through a snapper, and Landor proving the same old story for him. Let's get a bit braver. He wants to go for those moves and claim the lead as Websy sets the fastest lap on soft tyres. Down in P15, as is BJ. Grumio out the pits now too. We'll see what he goes on to. Going on to an old set of mediums. Should get him to, which hopefully him to the end, but it'll be a bit of a stretch. There's still 10 laps to go. And here we need another safety car to bring the pack close together at this late stage. Shane another time penalty there. He's got 6 seconds to his name now. PJ's got JB right behind him. So he gets back on the podium, but that penalty will be opening 3 seconds. We need one of the guys in the top 3 to get a penalty of their own so we can race them to that position, as well as hold off Paris and Fan behind. PJ can go for it for a second. And Cheese goes wide, he will go for it. PJ in second place now. And that's DRS to try and get back in front. Cheese was back in the line. Now a bit of breathing room for the minute, but now PJ can have a run at him. PJ in 6th place in the Drivers' Championship as of right now, spearheaded McLaren's run so far 7th in the Constructors. Wobble down has cost him completely their penalty for PJ. And now Cheese is all over him. Very nearly thought he was going to run back into McLaren by mistake. And now JB can race him for the podium, as can Paris can close up. Top 4 train right there. PJ looking at it, hoping for the same, a bit of deja vu of Cheese running wide last time. Doesn't quite get the same effect as Landlord this time. Cheese round the right hand side of the track at the moment. Holding it together as it stands. Grimmer's back in the pits there. And Fergie time pitting for a fresh set off yellow flag, and that is one of the Alpha Tokens for Icon. They don't make any sort of mistake, they're still going, so no issues for them. Continuing. And Grimmio's out the race, he's returned to pit lane. And both Alpines spectacularly out. His lap car may rejoin with the mid-pack of the leaders here. Let's keep an eye on him. Icon closing, looking at P7, unfortunately, it's PJ into the lead. For a moment, when side by side with Landlord, might try and go for it again. Grimmio's AR retired car setting off the yellow flags. Coming towards lap 30 here, just 7 more laps to go to the next cross the line. And it's still Landlord's race right now. PJ's that penalty. Cheese does something back there. He's having the Aston Martin separated from him by that McLaren. He's got to get back around him. He wants a chance to win this race. Robbing from Cheese with that last corner. JB to the inside. It is obvious now at this stage that one of these penalty drivers will finish in the podium and Icon gets his skates on and starts to close that gap. He's got no penalties, but he's over 3 seconds, just over 3 seconds back from JB, Paris and PJ. As PJ guns for the lead once again. Fast to defend from Cheese this time too. Good exit from the Red Bull. He goes side by side with the McLaren. Cheese looking for second. Might take it too. And Cheese says, thank you very much. I will slide through and have that P2. But PJ says, hang on a minute, mate. I want it back. On the inside as they go through turn number 4. And now through 5, looking for 6 and 7. Into the left hand they come. Cheese pulls in front. JB lying in wait. He knows he wants podium. He needs to take PJ through it. Trying to go back to back for podiums in Austria on 2 different games. Grabbing 2 different cars for 2 different teams as well. Lap 31, 6 more laps to go. And it looks like Landlord is coping with the pressure. Having these very good cars behind him very well indeed. Schenker to the penalty, that's 9 seconds to his name now. Obviously passing down for P14 to P30. She's 6 tenths back, maybe 7. Landlord pulling away here. She's doing what he can to keep up with them. So both these two about the same way sort of wear on their tyres. Looks like Landlord has it under the wraps, but anything can still happen. As long as Cheese is within a second, has the DRS, this race could still not be over to check a flag. JB still chasing down PJ in the race for the third spot, the last place on the podium. The gaps here. Yellow flag, sector 3, and that is Lucky Lambert going wide. He's really falling away here. He's just been earlier on. It's been a real struggle for him to get back into this race. She's closing on Landlord. Might go for it this time. Nope, against Stays in line, but it's closed a massive gap now. So the race leader in the Aston Martin, and all of a sudden we can get two very good cars driven by two fantastic drivers for a battle on the race lead in the last few laps at Austria. To hold it for this last sector though. That's the crucial thing. Keeping right there, tucked up behind the Aston Martin. He needs to avoid any penalties too, that's the other thing. 4 laps, at 33 now. How close he gets with the rear wing of the Aston each time. And now DRS deployed, but does he go for it just yet? It feels as though he's waiting for turn 4 each time. This is even on the outside. Bit of contact there, catch the side pod of the green machine alongside him. Landlord covers him off spectacularly there through turn 3. Caution, and that is Alex Ferguson has spun it. Recovers it though, no issue. As Cheese to the outside now. And gunning for the lead, here he goes. They're side by side for the corner, both cars using battery, but Landlord's got more. And therefore, more efficient ERS, sorry. He pulls through, looks up the lead, but they're a bit wide there through 6. 7 and 8, that complex. Fergie with another penalty, 3 seconds for him. Cheese now has 3 laps to get past Landlord. And I get the feeling he's not going to go for it unless he waits till the last second. And there goes to the inside, sorry. And Cheese takes the lead. See, it can't go wide, as PJ's got off the racetrack. Well, commentator's curse in full effect as Cheese jinxes me and goes for it. And swipes the lead, and now he's got to hold on for 2.5 laps to win for the first time in the ODL. Currently gobbling around Curtis Shepherd in the race for P8. The Alpha's trying to climb back into this race. Curtis is back into the points. Had to see after penalties. It's Paris passing Fan here, the race for P5. Fan hasn't gained much since the safety car restart. The top 4 have really pulled away to a huge advantage. And now JB on the podium. He's going to have PJ charging at him. And both cars have to avoid getting a penalty, otherwise it's game over for both of them. Lycon is nowhere near the middle of the down. He's no threat. Caution sector 2, and that is Lucky around off in the gravel. Yellow behind him as well. PJ pitting for soft at the end. 2 more laps to go, and he'll emerge just in front of these guys. So, chance getting away too much. Cheese has lost the lead to Landlord now. Can come back at him though. On the left hand side, looking in. Again, Landlord late on the brakes, but Cheese on the outside. Good traction with both cars getting DRS too. And JB looking to try and sniff away past, trying to win a race on track. Cheese back in the lead, he's got a lap and a half to hold on. And there's one more round of DRS zones, and then about 6 more corners after that to finish this race off. So Cheese has got 1 more lap to hold on to it here. JB looking to hang on to the podium in these late stages. If he gets another penalty, if PJ gets one, it's JB's. If they both get one, then it's whoever gets back to the line first. Here we go. The bell lap period in Austria. 1 more lap to go. Paris with the penalty. He's got a racing Fan for the 5th spot. If Fan can get around him. Up front though, it's all Cheese. He's pulling away here. Landlord not getting a good enough run. following. The Red Bull down the straight, up towards turn 3 once again. Might dive to the inside, he's going to go for it. Potentially, nope. PJ on the inside though. Lando, poor exits, could be his last chance. He needs to close in now. Hope for a cheap mistake. If these two will leave the race win. There goes Lando. The outside now, looking to break the Red Bull. Websy crashing. Oh, no, not crashing, returning to the pit lane. Loud on the switchback, looking for the lead here. Side by side with Cheese, who might be denied the flag. Cheese has to resend it into the glass cover corner. He's almost lost the car there. And that might just be it. Cheese has fought so valiantly here in the second half of this Grand Prix, but he's been outrun just about by the former RDL champion, Landlord, who rounds the final corner to claim victory here in Austria. Cheese over the line for second place, and JB puts it on the podium. PJ fourth, Fan beats Paris for fifth. Great return for the Aston for Paris. Curtis there in seventh. Lycon gets fifth of both of them. So Curtis eighth, Courtney Goblin ninth in the end. Good points for Williams, and Ethan takes the final point and offer. 15 finishers at the flag. As PJ goes for a move here on Fergie, nothing left to race it but pride and for a better position. Well, I dare say Sniper Hunter, well, must be frustrated with the result. He can no doubt breathe a sigh of relief, knowing that, if TJ was here, it'd be a quite different story. And Fan will be kicking himself for not taking advantage of things, and perhaps the second penalty may have cost him a bit. But good race for Aston Martin as they win, bringing back shades of last season, season 14, the Aston Martins reigned supreme, the lineup of Landlord and Grumio. They're in separate teams now, but again, another season passes by where this incredible combo of drivers wins, both win a Grand Prix during the season. And a celebration that will no doubt begin for Aston Martin, who again have the reserve coming out on top. Great race then. The celebration begin for Aston Martin. There's your final results then. Lauder wins the race from Cheese in second. And JB rounds off your podium. It's PJ fourth, Lycom fifth, Fan sixth, Kara seventh, Curtis eighth, Courtney Goblin ninth, and Ethan rounds at your top 10. There's Shane, Daniel Aaron, DJ, and Fergie Time, your 14 finishers. So Lucky Lamb will get the line, sorry. Websy, Grumio, Sniper Hunter, and Batman all fellas finished today. And that is your Austrian Grand Prix. We'll get post-race interview started in just a moment to see if anyone shows up. You guys know you thought that race down in the chat below. Someone in. All in all, fantastic stream. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. Perhaps not as chaotic as the Austrian Grand Prix usually is in this league, but still chaotic nonetheless. I've won an absolute blast today. And we'll keep things open for another minute here, see if anyone joins us, but if not, we'll cap off the stream. We have an appearance here, so we've got JB in. JB, mate, you know us? Can you hear me?
Yep.
There we go. Well, 2 seasons in a row. Congratulations on the podium finish. Quite a crazy race. Then talk us through it.
Yeah, not sure how. I was very surprised with the pace I had, to be honest. Normally, with that track, you just sort of fall back gradually, but I think the DRS was so strong that, we had that massive DRS train for the first sort of half the race. But yeah, no, I think I actually had the fastest lap except for Websy, who was at the back and on softs at the end. So yeah, really surprised.
Definitely, it's so excited to watch from where I was sitting. And obviously, the big turning point in the Grand Prix was obviously the safety car around sort of the midway portion. Did that have any impact to you at all? Did that benefit you?
I just pit, so it didn't really have an impact. I did switch from hards to mediums again because I thought, well, I know the tyre difference isn't huge, but if I'm on hards and everyone else on mediums, I probably am going to lose out. So I did pit and I didn't lose any other places. So yeah, worked out.
Definitely, yeah, always good when it plays to someone's advantage. And obviously, towards the end of the race, you were up there with the leaders fighting PJ for the podium, and obviously, you had Cheese and Landlord duking out the win in front of you. If that penalty wasn't there, would you have tried to go for the win?
Maybe, but Cheese was all over Landlord, and I honestly thought they were going to come together at some point. So I was more worried that I'd get caught up in that crash rather than pushing forward. But yeah, maybe if I hadn't got the penalty, I might have. But I was pretty happy with where I was because I'm not normally on the podium.
Yeah, this is your second podium this season. You got one on Monaco, right?
Yeah, feeling better on this game compared to the last one, so a bit further up.
Definitely a lot more fun. And obviously, in terms of the race as a whole, of course, Austria normally a lot more chaotic than this. We've seen quite a few mad races here in the past, so is this one a bit more tame by comparison?
Yeah, I'm glad to see only like one safety car, and it's been a bit chaotic at some points earlier in the season, so it's nice just to have a sort of ordinary race rather than cars flying and whatever else has happened in the past here.
That was one time. That was just the once.
Yeah.
Glad we got it on clip regardless. And then last question for you. Obviously, Silverstone next week, home race for the majority of drivers on the grid. So we're looking forward to Silverstone?
It's a nice track, but I tend to fall back quite quickly around there. So it's too high speed for me, I think. But I'll give it my best.
And never knows. See that happen. Congratulations again on the podium. Hopefully we'll see you back here over the next couple of races, back in the comments box for an interview. So cheers for coming along, and we'll see you then.
Cheers.
So I'll cap things off then for tonight's race. Congratulations to JB there finishing on the podium. Congratulations to all three of our podium finishers. Of course, Landor winning the race. Cheese second, I believe Cheese was credited with the points for the win as he was the highest placed full-time driver. But Landor, your unofficial winner for tonight. So that has been the race. I do hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to subscribe for more future audio content, including the live streams of all the races this season, as many as we can get done, and any shorts from the Grand Prix as well. So thank you once again for watching, and I shall see you in the next one. Have a good evening, everybody.